Y'all, here in Southeast Georgia, it's Vidalia onion season, and it's so exciting. You know, they don't last forever, but somehow, you go into the grocery store when Vidalia onion season is over, and they're advertising Vidalia onions. So somebody must have come into Vidalia, Georgia, bought some of that soil, took it somewhere else, and is trying to grow Vidalia onions.
They have
You
to.
think?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know where they're coming from, because Vidalia, Georgia produces the best onion you could ever put in your mouth. So I'm gonna do a balsamic roasted onions. So I guess I need a knife, don't I? Let's see which knife.
Yeah, that might help.
I think I'll choose this one. So now that I've told y'all where these onions were grown and where they came from, I'm going to share with y'all one method of cooking these onions. I'm going to share with you a roasted balsamic onion. And you know what? We have got at the store, we have herb strippers. When I was down there,
At your store?
at our store, at the Paula Deen store, when I was down there the other day, we were filming for Fox Nation, and I saw this herb stripper, but I was so busy talking to all the guests that I never got back to it. I want an herb stripper, Eddie. Have you seen those, Teresa?
I haven't seen them in the store, but I need an herb stripper.
I know, we all need an herb stripper because they're aggravating.
It's hard.
You know,
Herbs are
thyme.
the greatest thing, but they're hard.
Yes, I love the taste of thyme, but
Yeah.
great time of day. But one thing about it, their stems are so delicate that I don't hesitate to
Chop them up.
chop them up.
Time takes time.
But I want one of those strippers. All right, so I'm getting our pan real hot. Now I'm gonna add some olive oil to my pan. And I'm gonna give another chop. So the recipe calls for 1 teaspoon of thyme and 1 teaspoon of rosemary, 2 cloves of garlic, 1/4 of a cup of chicken broth, a little butter, just a little, and 1/4 of a cup of balsamic vinegar. And now we're gonna leave these onions whole. And I had this real hot a minute ago and I turned it down. Now we're gonna, whoa, that's gonna get all over me. It's gonna get all over me. I got to find an apron. But I like this blouse. And I don't want to get grease all over my shirt. So, y'all never see me in an apron. So, I don't have a waist. But this will ruin this shirt I'm wearing. And this shirt, one of those materials that just drink up the grease. Okay, it's slowing down a little bit. But it's probably from the water from the onion, Eddie.
Yeah.
Okay. And I turn this down now. Yeah, I turned it down a lot while I was talking. So there we go. We're gonna cook that for about 3 or 4 minutes on each side. And then we're gonna be adding the other ingredients, and then this is gonna go into the oven, and we'll probably cook it for about 30 minutes, 25 to 30 minutes in a hot oven. Yeah, see, as soon as I added that other onion, it started back up. Oh, what does this say?
Warm winter
Warm
wishes.
winter wishes. Warm summer wishes, y'all. Eddie just came in here, y'all, and brought me an apron. He said, "You're wearing the wrong apron today, Paula. You're giving one away today, this afternoon, so why don't you switch to this one?" And I love this in honor of mothers out there. We are the queen of everything. So thanks, Eddie. I had totally forgotten that today was the giveaway day. And I love this color pink. It's so cute. And I think anybody that's married and have children and works in the home, works out of the home, we are the queen of everything. Okay, let's see how these onions are looking. I don't like it in that water. You think it's been 3 or 4 minutes, Eddie? Okay. Whoa, look how brown that got. Yes, oh, it's so pretty. Look, it looks like 2 big eyeballs, doesn't it? All right, so we're gonna let that cook on that side for 3 or 4 minutes. I'm gonna cut it down just a little bit. And then, like I said, we're gonna put the rest of our ingredients in. Okay, Eddie, I think that's been 3 or 4 more minutes. Now, the first thing I'm gonna do is add my chicken stock. I'm not kidding. Fire scares me. Whoa! Whoa! This stove is so nice and clean, Eddie. That's nice and breezy. All right, we're gonna put in our garlic. And we're gonna put in our thyme and rosemary now. And our balsamic vinegar. Oh my goodness.
It smells so good.
Does it smell delicious, Eddie?
Yes.
Yes, yes, yes. So we want to stir this up and make sure all those wonderful flavors are mixed together. And I'm going to turn these again and make sure they're completely coated in that wonderful, wonderful syrup. And after they're cooking in the oven, I'm gonna go in there periodically and just make sure they've got enough liquid on the top of them. Just like this. This is gonna be wonderful. And if your husband's cooking steaks or you're cooking steaks on the grill outside, this makes a wonderful side dish. A wonderful, wonderful side dish. Or how about hamburgers? If you like onions on your burger, this might be a great way to serve those too. So in the oven they go, 25 minutes in a preheated 350 degree oven, and I'll see y'all in 25 minutes. What did you say, Eddie?
I said, how embarrassing.
I forgot the butter, y'all. And it's about 2 tablespoons. Now, you know, that scares me when Paula forgets the butter. That's scary.
Me too.
All right. So you want to dot that around the pan. Now, I've already cut the eye off. So I'm going to let that butter melt in there. And then I'm going to give it one more cover up with the sauce. Yeah, that's a perfect landing spot for you, baby. come on, don't melt for it and get you. I think that piece got away from me. How good does that look, Eddie?
Yummy.
It does look so yummy. You know what? That might make a good base too, Eddie, for French onion soup. You know, but it takes a long time to caramelize onions for soup, but it's so worth it. Eddie, my shoulder, I have almost pulled it out of socket. Do you mind putting that in the oven for me? That black skillet is so heavy. This is candied balsamic vinegar, y'all. It is pure candied on our onions. And you can see how thick that is. It's so thick about might have to use another type spoon. And we did wind up cooking these longer.
It was about an hour.
Yeah, we cooked them for about an hour because, you know, it takes a while for big onions to cook. I just want to make sure I put some of the essence on it. So like I said, what you serve these with and how you serve them is totally up to you. Personally, this reminds me of Saturday night Vidalia onions that we used to make when I was young married mother. And we would cook our Vidalia onion on the fire, on the actual coals, when we were enjoying our steaks. So this reminds me very much of that. So, look at that. Now that's that outside skin that's... So the balsamic, it's gonna make a syrup and it's gonna be very, very dark. So you would need to cook it depending on what stage you want yours in. I like my onions, you know, really soft.
You burning your mouth?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I'm burning it.
I remember
Needs a little bit more salt.
Elizabeth on 37th.
Uh-huh.
And I don't know if they still do it, but you know, a while back they had an appetizer like this, and it was stuffed, I want to say, with cheese and breadcrumbs, maybe.
Yes.
But it looked exactly like that.
Like that.
Yes.
So they cooked them till they were soft.
I like them like you talked about. I think we've done those on the show where you put the bouillon
cube and
with
you
butter.
quarter it and put the butter in it. This outside layer that you see that's so dark, it is so wonderful. It is so freaking wonderful.
Why you can't stop eating?
That's why I can't quit eating. So I do hope y'all will try this. You could actually serve 4 people with those 2 large onions, you know, just slice them on half and put them on the plate along with a beautiful ribeye, New York strip, or filet mignon, medium rare, along with that onion.
And we said we thought you could cook the cut time. You could cut the cook
Yes.
time if we had cut them in half too.
Yeah.
So if you don't have that
But
much
this
time.
is the way I've always cooked them, is whole. And like I said, to me the only thing it needed was a little bit more salt. But when I cooked Saturday night Vidalia onions, you didn't want to salt those because you're using a bouillon cube, which is salt.
Right.
But this is wonderful. I do hope that y'all will try this, and you know, hamburgers, it'd be.
This is going to show right during Memorial Day week, so this will be a perfect one.
Well, I hope everybody will try it. Try both of them, this and the Saturday night Vidalia onion. So love and best dishes. Happy Memorial. Hey y'all, it's Paula Deen. Now, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to like it and click the subscribe button as well as the notification bell to be alerted when I post a video. Love and best dishes, y'all.